Gasia Mikaelian with KTVU Channel 2 News.
We're going to be interviewing her for the Beyond High School project.
I'm Gasia Mikaelian. The findings that go beyond pilot error and have the airplane's manufacturer on the defense.
So what sparked your interest in the career that you're in now?
I think it was probably the fact that I enjoyed reading and writing. I loved doing that at school. I wrote for the Wall newspaper here at Granada High my senior year, and I used to always read the newspapers delivered to our home, and I used to always listen to the radio, KKIQ, our hometown station back then. You know, they had news, they had music. I just enjoyed that flow of information. When I graduated Granada, I went straight to Las Positas for 2 years there, and I took every English course they offered. Any sort of magazine writing, news writing, fiction writing, I took it because, again, I loved writing and I knew I was good at it. And that sort of helped me zero in on the fact that, yes, English, reading and writing was my thing. But again, at that point, I still really hadn't solidified exactly what I wanted to do. That happened when I transferred down to San Diego State for my last 2 years of college, and there I wrote for the school newspaper. I also worked at the campus radio station, and I interned at a commercial radio station, interned at a TV station, and then that is what helped me get my first job as a news reporter. It was essentially seeing people doing something in real life that made me think, oh, I want to do what she's doing, or oh, that looks like fun. I wonder how he got that job.
So what was your first job in the field?
My first job in the field, it was actually something that my internship helped prepare me for. I went to all the classes I needed to and all my schooling, and I got an internship at the CBS affiliate in San Diego, my last year of college there. And that's where I was in an actual working newsroom, and I got to see what the reporters did, I saw what the producers did, I saw what directors did, audio people did, jobs I didn't even know existed, right? I didn't know what a tape editor was until I got my internship. So thankfully, being in an actual working newsroom helped me see all the different jobs there are, and also helped me realize that I liked what the reporters and anchors were doing best. And it was that experience as an intern that helped me put a tape together, a resume tape. It was essentially me pretending I was a reporter out in the field doing stories, and I put those together and I sent it out to a station in Yuma, Arizona, a tiny, tiny town in the desert southwest, and they hired me for my first job as a reporter in the fall after I'd graduated from San Diego State.
So tell us, what's a typical day on the job?
For me now?
Yeah, for you now.
Typical day on the job is I come to work just before noon. The KTV studios are in Jack London Square in Oakland. The first thing I do is I check in with my producers. I see what we're leading the 5 o'clock newscast with. I see if they're asking me to write a story. So that's kind of the first part of my day, from about noon to about 3 o'clock. While I'm putting those stories together, I also have deadlines. I have a tease that I tape at 1 o'clock, and I have a tease that I tape at 3. We also have a number of editorial meetings throughout the day that I try to go to as much as possible. Right around 3 or 3:30, I switch all my attention over to the 5 o'clock news. That means I proofread every single story that I'm reading in the 5 o'clock news. I look at it for content, for clarity, for simple things like spelling, grammar, or does this story make sense? If I read a story that has a mistake in it on the air, people at home don't think, wow, that writer really messed up that story. They think, wow, Gasia doesn't know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
So it is 100% in the interest of the strength of the station, of self-preservation. If there's a script that I haven't gone over in the newsroom that's coming up, I'll read it during a commercial break before I actually read it on the air, because terrible things can happen when you read a story on the air that you haven't proofread to yourself first. So I anchor the 5 o'clock news from 5 to 6. We're on the air for a whole hour, and then I take a short break, and then I anchor the 7 o'clock news on TV 36. And then after each newscast, we have a quick post-show meeting. So after the 7, we do a quick post-show meeting, talk about what went well, what didn't go well, what we want to do for tomorrow. And then I hit the road at about 8 o'clock.
Awesome.
So what is the approximate pay for someone in your field?
Well, I will say that I've gotten to a place where people make good money at our station, and I'd like to think that it's because we've earned it, not only at the job we do every single day, but also in all the years of experience we've built up before we come to a place like Channel 2. So I'll throw out the big number first. I think for people in my position, it's pretty standard to be making 6 figures. Some people are making in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. These will typically be your very big name, what we consider main anchors, essentially the faces of the station. On the very, very low end, when I started as a reporter in Yuma, Arizona, right out of college, I made $15,000 a year. and that's not a lot of money. And from what I understand, that starting rate hasn't really changed much. So if you're going into a career as a news reporter and anchor, be prepared to make very, very little in the beginning.
So perseverance is very important.
Absolutely. And all those days that I was working at a tiny station, doing all the work myself, making $15,000 a year, I said, you know what? For every day I'm here, I'm going to have 10 days at a place where I'm respected, I'm paid well, my talent is appreciated, I'm nurtured and grown as a professional. I didn't want that time in Yuma to go to waste.
Is there anything that you wish you would have known in high school that you do know now?
A lot of things. I think primarily I wish that I had known that it's okay not to know exactly what you want to do and exactly what you want to be. And I remember feeling jealous of my friends who did get right into these great, UC Santa Barbara, UCLA, UC Davis. They went straight to four-year colleges. They got to move out of the house. They had really high ambitions, doctors, veterinarians, dentists, etc. And not all of those came true. But I think when I was 17 years old, I felt a little bit behind because I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do and I didn't have an exact path laid out. And I think what I would say to myself is it's okay to go to community college, which I ended up doing. It's okay not to know exactly what you want to do. Just pick something you like because you are going to be doing it for a very, very long time. And if you really do pour your love of what you're doing into your profession, it's going to be recognized and it's going to be rewarded. I go to work and I love it. And there is no drudgery in what I do. And not for a minute do I think, oh, God, it's Monday, I have to go to work again. I'm actually excited to see what the day is going to bring. I am so thankful to be in the newsroom that I'm in. And these are all rewards that I didn't even know were real rewards back in high school. In high school, we were looking for money and we were looking to get out of Livermore, right? And here I am, and I am right back near Livermore. And I have a life that I never, imagined I would actually have. I only dreamt of. So it's okay. I would tell my 17-year-old self, it's all right. Things are going to work out. Don't look at your friends and say, oh gosh, well, if she's going to be a lawyer and make a ton of money right out of school, maybe I should be doing that. No, you do what's good for you. You do what's good for you. We'll all meet up in 20 years, and if we're happy, then we've succeeded.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Gasia.
Thank you. Go Matadors.